specifications. The So here you can see various definitions of quality. It can be excellence of a product or service, fitness for use, or conformance to requirements or specification. You can measure quality with the help of grade, degree of preference. So essentially, the quality of a product or service is the fitness of that product service for meeting or exceeding its intended use as required by the customer. These are some important aspects of quality assurance. Everyone involved has to be responsible for quality. Can create an ineffective system if uh, quality assurance is not responsibility of everybody. Right? It has to be responsibility of everybody. Obviously, a system is needed and objective to have in place a formal system for defining and assuring quality. Okay, so to have a place or in place a formal system, quality assurance team audits and assists all of that. Okay, and this is another national body which defines quality assurance. All those planned or systematic actions necessary to provide confidence that a product or service will satisfy the given needs. Okay, or you can say the collective plans, activities, and events that are provided to ensure that a product, process, or service will satisfy given needs. Now, we will see the meaning of quality from the consumer's perspective. Okay, now fitness for use. Okay, how well product or service does with regards to what it's supposed to do. Okay, now you will have different products. This is a Mercedes, this is a Ford pickup. Now both customers will rate the quality, but the customers know what to expect out of a Ford pickup and what to expect out of a Mercedes, and it is based on that that a person can understand what to expect from the product. So Mercedes person will expect, a 0 to 100 acceleration under 6 seconds, maybe 5 seconds, and Ford obviously will not expect that. But if it conforms to its specifications, then the quality is good. Okay. So a Mercedes and a Ford are equally fit for use, but with different design dimensions and different expectations. So, meanings of quality from a producer's perspective. Okay, a quality of conformance. It basically makes sure that a product or service is produced according to the design. If new tires do not conform to specifications, they will wobble. Okay, this is an example. Okay? If a hotel room is not clean when the guest checks in, the hotel is not functioning according to its specified design. So the consumer or the producer will see, okay, this is intended design, whether it's working to that level or not. The dimensions of quality, performance. Performance of a product is very important. It is the basic operating characteristics of a product, how well a car is handled, or what is the gas mileage of the car is an example of performance. Then for manufactured products, performance in features is another. That's another dimension of quality. Extra items, added basic features, maybe some exquisite, interiors for the car. Reliability is another dimension in quality. Probability that a product will operate properly within an expected time frame. That is, TV will work without repair. for about a certain number of years. Conformance, again, degree to which a product meets its pre-established standards. Durability, how long the product lasts before replacement. So you may promise something like 5-year warranty. The customer will be very happy if it works for 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Serviceability, right? That's another dimension of quality. So, if repairs are done easily, then serviceability is good. Uh, and then that obviously improves the quality of the entire brand. Okay. Aesthetics is also another important aspect. So these are all various dimensions in which quality can be measured. Okay. How a product looks, feels, sounds, smells, or even regarding food industry, how it tastes. Safety, these are various attributes. Again, assurance that customer will not suffer injury, harm from the product. And perceptions, subjective perception based on brand name, advertising, and the like. Now, we come to the aspects of time and timeliness and completeness in dimensions of quality in terms of service. Now, we're talking about products and services. Right? So quality aspects, the various quality aspects are designed for both, for products as well as services. Now, for services, things like timeliness, how long a customer must wait for the service, that's a quality related issue. If the delivery time is, let's say, next day delivery, then is it getting delivered next day? Completeness, orders are, packed incorrectly, some components are missing, you know. So all of those things will come under dimensions of quality of service. Courtesy. So you can see here how dimensions of quality are measured differently for products and goods and services. For goods, you will see it's quite measurable. So you can see conformance, durability, serviceability, features, reliability, performance. All of this is quite measurable. But how do you measure courtesy? Anybody can tell me? Is courtesy easy to measure? So answer obviously is no. So, but still, it depends then on feedback. So feedback is therefore quite important. Um, and one thing is there that feedback when you have to take it should not be like very few samples of feedback. But if you take a large enough feedback, then the probability that it's measuring the quality of your service accurately increases quite a lot. And that's why Uber asks you all the time to rate its drivers. So maybe after 5, 10 trips, you can't understand, but after 5,000 trips, if somebody has a poor star, then you can understand that, hey, something's wrong. That means this guy is certainly doing things in a wrong way, uh, trip after trip, or, service engagement after service engagement. So that is, a dimension of quality for service. Then there is consistency. Is the same level of service provided to each customer each time, right? So is your newspaper delivered on time every morning for everybody? Then there is accessibility and convenience, accuracy and responsiveness. Each one will have self-explanatory answers. Okay? So how well does the company respond to any complaints? That's the responsiveness. Is the resolution accurate? What is accessibility and convenience? Okay, so all of those things have to be understood. Okay. And here is the meaning of quality final perspective. Consumers and producers' perspective depend on each other. Consumers' perspective is always price, producer's perspective is cost. The consumer's view must dominate. Right? That means the price must be at the consumer's view, the quality must be at the consumer's viewpoint, and therefore the producer has to adapt and innovate in order to meet those demands. Okay. So, meaning of quality, producer's perspective, consumer's perspective. Here is quality of conformance, conformance to specification, and the quality of consumer's perspective is quality of design, that is quality characteristics and price. Okay. And ultimately it all revolves around fitness for consumer use. So you may conform to product, but the customer may not want to accept that product. So then what is happening? Then what is the use of your conformance? Your conformance must actually match the fitness for use by the consumer. So then and only then you will be able to get this correct, or then you will sell the previous products. Then there is the next concept of cost of quality. What is cost of quality? The cost of carrying out companies' quality functions. There is market research, there's product research, design cost, manufacturing cost, inspection cost, defect prevention cost, cost of scrap. So this is very important. So you have to understand how to build quality. Okay. Now this is very important. When you are saying cost of quality, you must not over engineer the quality in your products. What do you mean by that? If you have to make a gasket or a toy, some kind of rubber part for a toy, versus you are making some kind of a rubber part for space application. So the quality requirements are different for both, and you can't interchange them. What happens if you use a low quality part on a space application is going to get disaster. What happens if you use over high quality part on a cheap toy? Answer is your toy cost will be so prohibitive that you will run losses. So one has to engineer the cost of quality optimally. Okay. So there are 4 costs of quality as per American Society for Quality Control: cost of prevention, cost of appraisal, cost of internal failures, and cost of external failures. Okay. Now, all of these are just various texts, but I'll just talk of these in just brief. Now there are 4 costs here: cost of prevention, appraisal, internal, external failures. Now, what is cost of prevention? That means you design robustly so that things don't fall apart once they have been manufactured. Right? Then, so here cost of prevention, as you see here, is cost incurred in planning, implementation, maintenance of a quality system, incurred to keep failure and appraisal cost to minimum. Okay? So here you have to do product development robustly, market research very nicely, you have to document properly, you have to train people. All such activities will come under cost of prevention. Okay, you can go ahead and read this. I'll share the slides with you. Next comes cost of appraisal, which is nothing but the cost associated with measuring, evaluating, auditing products, components, and purchase materials to assure conformance with specific standards. Okay, so that is cost of appraisal. That means when you are doing various types of quality audits, verifying, inspecting, then all of that adds to the cost of appraisal. So that helps in ensuring good quality. Cost of internal failures. Now what happens is, suppose your design is poor, then you can catch it during an appraisal. That means internal quality audits. But then sometimes what happens is it fails that, and then it goes for manufacturing. And then what happens is after manufacturing, one sees that it has failed. So that is still called internal failure. That means within the industry compound, you have found what the error is prior to the transfer of ownership to the customer. Okay, so that leads to scrap, rework, reinspection, downgrading, waste, failure analysis, production, loss of production time. Okay, but the last one is the most serious, that is cause of external failure. That means you have not designed it well, you have not been able to find it in quality audits, you have not been able to find it within the compound of the industry. That means product has not failed, the product has gone over to the customer, and then and only then it has failed. Okay, so that type of cost is very, very, very high. There are many examples. You know, for example, a multinational car company was selling its cars in US, and they found there was a big problem with the accelerator. That means when you float the accelerator, when you take off your foot, it should come back. That accelerator was getting locked in. So you can remember, you just can imagine you're driving around the highway and the accelerator is locked. So you're accelerating without control. That's a very, very dangerous issue. They had to call back many, many cars, and there was a big problem. I think it was Honda that was having the problem. So in this way, there are so many different types of causes of failure. Okay, one has to understand how to optimize them, minimize the cost of failures, how to have a good quality assurance so that these cost of external and internal failures, which are very high, they will not be there. Maximum, you will be able to find them in a quality audit. Okay? That is how you have good quality, and you also control the cost of quality and ensure better productivity. Thank you.